Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the SilverSilk and More channel. Nealay Patel here, back again with another fabulous tutorial. Tonight, we are celebrating the end of the year and the holiday season with a very special ornament design that Jewels Avelar concepted, made, created, procured, all the things for SilverSilk and More especially. She is quite the jewel, as said in her name, Jewel Loom, and a weaving goddess herself. And if you all know the jewelry making industry, Jewels Avelar is a name that is very inherently in with all of the other big names of the companies that are in this fantastic DIY industry. Typically for these evening shows, because we are in Beadscapade, I would have a guest with me, but Jules is attending some family matter and needs to be with them. And of course, with SilverSilk and More, family comes first, but the show must go on. And so I have got another fabulous guest designer and someone that's just my very best friend behind the scenes and a huge champion to SilverSilk and More, covering for Jules, but also a great designer in her own right. And this is not going to be a unfamiliar face for sure. So I'm going to introduce you to Miss Joan Dice. Yay! Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Sure missing Jules tonight, but I'm here in her place, so I hope you're not disappointed.
We can only make this video more entertaining so that maybe when she watches it on replay in her own time, she'll know how, I don't know, how much will probably embarrass or make her blush. I don't know. This time will tell.
And Nealay and I are drinking, so hard telling what's going to go on.
Listen, I'm gonna flash this under my camera. I'm drinking with my friends because they're on my cup, of course, and you're here too, Joan. But I've got some delicious hot cocoa in the works here. We talked about, as the last show kind of finished up and Joan and I were talking, peppermint and chocolate is not my favorite combo. Actually, it's, to me, like mixing toothpaste and chocolate together. But hot chocolates with the peppermint has actually been a turn on this year. Surprisingly, I don't know where that came from, but I'm feeling it all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm drinking the same thing. Mine's it's a regional thing. It's peppermint moonshine.
I spiked my drink too, and so we'll just see how much crazy we can have during our live show. Well, so quickly to give you guys a recap, Joan's doing some stuff behind the scenes, and so whenever she's like quiet in her space, she's actually posting. But this is a live show, which means that we will say and do whatever we want live. It's not pre-recorded. Generally, these sort of live shows are made for our customers and friends out there in the SilverSilk land. It's to touch base with you guys, let us know how you're doing, where you're from, how you're getting on with your evening. We will flash Oh, Patty Perkins. See, I'm already feeling the feels with the comments. Hi, Patty. So good to see you over from Facebook, and also a SilverSilk fan. We've got Miss Maria in the house. We got Miss Cynthia. Good to see you. Can't have a class without Gail, of course. And then Marianne is here. Hi, good to see you. Always so fun. Stephanie Howard is here again, probably not at work and having some free time with with Videoland. Hopefully you've had some time set aside, Stephanie, to create with us. I think that's like I'm seeing names pop in, so I'll try and do my best to say hello to everybody, but keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming too, because tonight we are working with the fabulous ornament, again, designed by Jewels Avelar, and she approached me with this idea a few months ago, and we were trying to figure out a time and place to actually make this together, and this is sort of what sparked the week of Beadscapade happening, and I don't think it could have been any better of a fit time-wise, but also just it's such a great, perfect like tree decor, or just anytime decor, really. If you've got a beautiful craft room decorated, kind of like I do on this one side, I can't wait to crystal the crap out of this and hang it out somewhere behind me.
They're try to show you. They would make a big pendant, noticeable.
Say what? Something unimpressive. You know what though? I remember Jules made another Silkies. I don't know if I've got it up with me or not, because this is, I think, the 4th product that she's done with SilverSilk, or for SilverSilk. But I remember a couple of workshops ago that there was a specialty SilverSilk Loom, Silkies Loom, that was a pendant, and I was like in love with it. I know I have it somewhere. I need to bring it up because I've got an entire little like shelf dedicated to Jewel Loom stuff.
I'm actually posting a link that shows everything SilverSilk in the Julianna store. It's all in
perfect
one link
for all our folks out there. We didn't have a plan for this, did we, Joan? We were just kind of gonna like
winging it.
Go along and do something together. Have some hot cocoa.
Yeah, I was only going to be on for like a minute to show how I attach the SilverSilk to my ornaments. I was going to jump off.
The pressure is on.
You know, that was before
know that you're going to be on the full show. But if anything, we get to see how you work behind the scenes. No, I was just gonna, I got in the Beadscapade kit, for those of you that grabbed the pre-sale kit at the price and stuff that it was at that time, many of you had received the SilverSilk Remnants little grab bag, so that's the time to catch it now and dump everything out. And I figured we could kind of use this to cut up, rearrange, figure out how we're going to put it on the actual ornament. You can use leftover beads from the Beadscapade kit as well, or stuff that you've got at home. I don't know. Let's just make it up and see what happens. So I don't know if I want to decorate the front or the back. I know you also painted a couple of them.
Well, actually, the reason why I painted them is, first of all, you don't want to use water-based paint or it'll ruin them. It'll warp them.
Oh,
so I use an indoor-outdoor paint that wasn't water-based. But if you don't do that, just to keep it, in good shape, I would wax them at least if you want the natural color.
To get all the hair off? No, I'm kidding.
Just to keep them in shape, because in the wintertime you got the heat going, but then like if it's in storage, it could be humidity and things, just to keep them in good shape.
Yeah,
but that's why I painted both sides of mine. In fact, on one of them, you could see where I laid it in paint. And I said, oh, well, I'm not showing that side. There's splats of gold on the red paint.
We will keep that one under wraps. How funny. Well, I thought I could start with decorating the back, because I think the front I want to do like rhinestones and stuff. And I kind of want to start with some sort of a rim design to, I don't know, give myself a frame to work with. And so I'm going to pass a piece of wire through it. This is going to allow me to bend and keep the shape of my bezel.
Is that your pipe chain?
Yeah. This is a specialty color that's going to come out next month, which will be in the next year, which is crazy to think about. But I've got a very special planned project with another company that I'm working with for a whole line of SilverSilks that are new. Ooh. I know. I'm going to just put that little message out there, but you guys will have to stay tuned. As far as pliers, I'm going to just reach behind me and see. But Joan, as I'm kind of working this out, do you want to kind of talk about, I'm going to single out this camera because I'm really intrigued with what you're doing here.
Oh, okay. So I'll walk you through what I did first. I'm actually using, on this one, I'm using burlesque hollow mesh. And then I got to fix the wraps here. But the wraps, I wrapped it around 3 times after I wrapped some beads around the end to cover the end. And then I wrapped around. And then I wrapped at the end again with the plain wire. And I'm using red wire to hide behind the red hollow mesh.
Sometimes you got to do that.
Way it's in, yeah. And so well, to show you, actually, it's hiding behind the ornament. I made my ornament so when they're hanging on the tree, you're only going to see one side. And so just to show you, then I started feeding to the loops, and I'll show you how I attached it. I flatten the hollow mesh as I go through, and I left the whole length because I don't want to waste any of my hollow mesh. I'll cut it when I need to.
Oh, yeah.
So I take the wire up through you want to make sure it doesn't get any kinks, up through the loop. And I did it the wrong way. Okay, let me get back in the camera. Sorry, I'm not used to doing. I usually record anything I teach, so bear with me. Okay, go through the back of the loop. The reason why I usually don't record, why I record too, is if I'm having to do the links while the show's playing, I don't want to do both. So then I
You're doing
take
an
it.
excellent job.
So I'm taking it around, and I kind of pinch right there at the loop, and I want to pick up a green bead, and these beads are actually from the last pop-up shop when Nealay sold a mixture of bead strands, check glass bead strands.
Oh,
I need a
fun.
green, and I found a green in there.
Nice.
So then I take it over, and I make sure that the wire's tight so I can. Okay, make sure the wire's tight so I can leave the bead over the loop. Then I'm going to go on the other side of the silver silk, go back through the end. Make sure your wires don't kink.
No
So
kink.
sometimes it's just a little plain. Yeah, we don't want kinky around here. Well, not right now. We'll leave that to Ginger whenever she's around.
There you go. There you go. Joan, I think you're off camera again.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
Okay.
you're trying
Let
to
me do it
adjust.
this way. Okay. So I got the bead, so it's laying over the silver silk, and I'm going to pull and I'm actually using 26 gauge because I want enough room when I go up the loop and have to go back through.
Gotcha. I love how you stained the ornament, and I'm going to flip back to my camera as you're working on yours.
Okay.
The stained look is gorgeous. I didn't even think to do that ahead of time with mine. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is use the wire to create my round bezel shape. And I'm going to leave a little bit of wire out over here because I'm going to use some Loctite glue and really seal the deal with this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just apply some glue right to the copper wire. Whoops. And go ahead and press that in. I'm going to kind of squeeze it, hoping that it'll stay. It should be a pretty quick dry. And hopefully I won't get any on my fingers. But now I've got this really great circle that I can do whatever I want with, whether it's filling in with other silver silks or crystals or something. And let's just see what happens. I don't know. Just making this up as I go along. I'm actually going to flip this over, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some glue to this and see where we get here. Hopefully I've got enough in here. I need to get a new tube of this stuff. It's pretty amazing and very secure. And I don't have to apply it all over the place, but I do want to get enough dollops of glue on there to have it pretty secure. And I'm definitely running out at the end here, but that's all right. I've got another tube of E6000 that I could always use, but I feel like I wanted to get at least this part secured. Beautiful. So I will just press this down for a couple minutes and let it do its thing. I know that there's a little bit of a weird gap up here that is created because the knits aren't quite meeting together, but what better way to cover that than do maybe a silver silk bow of some sort? I think that would be fun. And holding up pretty well. Okay. So I think I have some silver left over. I have all these beads. There's so many options. And you know what? I also grabbed, or I had all of those beautiful rhinestones left over from Christy's class that we kind of talked about earlier that I could possibly use for decorating even the front side.
Are they flat backs?
Yeah, some of them are flatbacks, and I think that
Ooh.
would be perfect. Maybe to sprinkle some of those on the top side. What else have I got in my scrap bag? I thought, you know, it would be kind of fun to do maybe another row of the silver. And then maybe to do like a little starburst with cut up silver silk. That might be kind of fun.
Oh, that'll be pretty.
I think so too. I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, beautiful. If I had enough silver silk, I could just keep going until I get like all of these great concentric circles. Let's see. I'm gonna try and add some glue here. Oh, I really do need a new tube of this stuff.
Is that capture chain?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Thanks. I think that'll look good butted up against the like amethyst color of this chain. So all I'm doing is carefully kind of pushing this back, spreading the glue out on the wood, and then butting it back up against the chain. Very easy, very fun. I'm really getting my craft on with this. It's really not jewelry making at all, but I am enjoying it.
Oops.
There we go. And one more spot. There we go. So we'll give that a minute to dry. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun?
Oops, I went on the wrong page. Oh, that's nice.
I think that's really cool. Like, that's a really good start. Hopefully I don't screw this up at this point. Now, let's see. Kind of thinking, I've got all these different scraps, and so I'm wondering, like, do I do another row, or do I, you know what, this is kind of loose, so I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna wait a minute to let that dry before I keep touching this.
You're using the glue that's super?
Mm-hmm. The Loctite, but it just takes a hot second for it to kind of cure.
Right.
Okay. But in the meantime, I guess I could decide my design. I did have this one, the leather cord, so I'm wondering if that might be kind of a fun thing to do with that. If I cut it up and maybe arrange it.
I was wondering too, I don't know if it's flexible enough to do zigzags.
Ooh, I don't think it would be. It's pretty stiff.
Oh.
Yeah. It's one of my most sturdy chains in my collection of chains. And it has really good hold if you're wanting it. And it makes a very straight line, of course. And so it might be kind of fun to do some sort of a crisscross pattern. I don't know. I'm just going to decorate and see what happens.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just playing around. Hopefully you guys are too. Hi, Maria. Hi, Zach. We've got Stephanie asking, is that going to be the back? Yes. Patty says an S squiggle in the middle. That would have been cool. I think it might be a little bit almost too late for that. Maybe. But certainly that would be fun for someone else to try.
Like I said, I didn't even bother with the backs on mine, especially the messed up one, because I'm hiding my wire.
Aw. Let's see if that'll stick. I don't think this quite has yet either. I'm going to apply a little more glue at this end.
Whoops.
There we go. Okay. Sort of holding, but not really. I might have to swap my glues because I'm not getting enough. Since I used up most of my Loctite, switch to my E6000, which takes a little bit more time to cure, but that's okay because we're not in any hurry anyway. And it is a silicone-based glue. It'll work well with wood and metal. It's easy to go overboard like I just did. We will see if it makes a mess though.
Don't you hate when beads go flying? I was putting on my last bead and then it went flying.
Oh, it did? Oh no.
I did tie my. There it goes. Okay.
Thinking that maybe if I do like a little crisscross action happening here, that might be kind of fun.
Oh, here's a suggestion. How about from Patricia Lewis? How about using flat mesh chain and make pom-poms?
Oh, that would be fun. I would like that for the tassel, actually. I don't have any flat mesh on me for my scraps, though, is the only thing. But that would work really well with some flat mesh off the, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say, in the inventory. In your special stash that you've all got.
You know, I tried to use my scraps and I thought I don't want to use my good stuff for the ornaments. But I got all my silver silk in front of me. I mean, it was a big old mess, and I ended up using the good stuff because I even had a red chain out from like pre-Nealay, because I thought I'd never
Oh,
use on my ornament, but it was capture chain, and I just didn't like it. I still don't like it. Pre-Nealay is not as good.
I hear you. That's what I'm wondering for this one. It's just like, what am I doing here? Sort of fun. And I wonder if I could glue some beads down, like in between, maybe. I see a vision. Curious.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
Sometimes I just like gluing things in place. Like there doesn't need to be a very specific plan or design in mind. It's just all about gluing and placing things. Okay, there we go. Oops, got a little extra glue there. But what I think I'm going to do is cover up. And you know what? With this type of silicone-based glue, it's an easy cleanup because you can take a beading awl and scrape off some of the sides here and kind of either tuck that glue back in or just wipe it out.
Good hint. You know what I was thinking, which I didn't do, but I thought would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
is gluing the silver silk like you did. I'm not sure what you're doing with the front, but
Me
then
either.
use the then use the loops with wire and beads and kind of make like either roundish edging or like little stick out in angles, like star type to just to make
Hmm.
it'll make the ornament bigger.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to experiment for sure. What to do? I've got these great little bead crystals that I'm wondering maybe putting them here. It's not enough color though, is it? I've got a crap ton of beads laying around all over the studio. But I'm like, do I want to use those? Or I've got these rhinestones, or I've got more silver stuff. The choices, people. The choices. Ooh, I could do a little like teardrop shape maybe in between, make it like an orange. I kind of like that idea.
Ooh,
It's a silver silk orange, you guys.
that looks cool.
I do, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go for it. I wonder if I needed to cut that larger though, and maybe I can use this for another.
Well, they're small. Oh no, yeah, try it in a smaller section.
Yeah, I'll do that in the smaller one. Okay, let me start there first. And
Because I mean, if you can't get anything in the that little tiny part, and you want at the top, you
Mhm.
can even glue a tiny bead in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Or I've got all these little like mini stones or something that I can kind of tuck away in there, so that would work pretty well. Ooh, Maria says yes to the teardrop. Absolutely. I'm going for it. Hopefully it'll stay.
You want to hear something scary? Maria and I think alike in a lot of ways.
Oh gosh, that is a very scary thing. That is a very, very scary thing.
Love you, Maria.
That's funny. Okay. I'm curious to see what everyone's going to do for their silky ornament. That grabbed one.
Oh, I can't wait because I mean it's endless what you could do with it.
It really is, and I love that about Jewels's products is that they're very, very versatile, and you kind of just make up your own journey with everything that you get. And sometimes that can be intimidating too, though, because it's just like I have all these things. What do I do with it? You know. Okay. Do a small one there. The glue is getting out of hand. But as you saw earlier, it's easy to scrape away.
Whenever I buy E6000, I always lose it. So I probably have a bunch of dried up tubes everywhere.
And why do you keep losing it?
I don't know. When I'm the most disorganized person. Even when my one day I'll think one way and organize things. The next day I can't remember how I did it.
Oh my gosh. You must have all sorts of hidden treasures in your house then. All sorts of things.
Drives my husband nuts. I told you I was in the coldest room in the house. Now I'm getting hot. It must be that hot cocoa.
Yes. I'm needing to take a few sips here in a second of mine and facts, but I'm involved with all this gluing. I've committed.
So I want to take a quick poll. Does everybody think Nealay should wear his tiara on
Oh my
Friday
God, I totally
for the
forgot about
last
it. I'm gonna
one?
go grab that right now. In fact, yes, I already vote yes for that. My vote trumps everybody else's for that one.
I never seen anyone carry off a tiara like you.
I mean, gold standards over here. I brought it with me, so whenever we reconvene, I can put it on. Well, we're getting a lot of yeses, so that's the good news.
Yeah, it was last year's workshop. You said you'd wear it if you had one.
I know. I never buy these things for myself, which I feel like I should because I've earned it, but I've earned my tiara. But luckily, like you have, you've already you saw the vision, you saw the future, and you went out and got me a tiara.
I had to see you in one. I can imagine it, but you look even better than I imagined.
Thank you. I feel good in it. All right. This kind of looks like an Indian design. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting from it. And I think it's because of all the different colors.
I mean, if they're brighter colors, it'd be almost like a peacock type design.
I know. So fun and crazy and gorgeous. Zach says, yes, Nealay, darling. See, she gets it. She knows where it's at. Okay. Got this. What should I do next? Should I work on some tassels maybe?
Yeah, do your tassels because that might help you decide what you want to do after that.
Or, I didn't fill. Oh.
Oh, that fits perfectly.
It kind of does on this. So I think if I do it at the side, on the bead side, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should work out well. Now I could put in these big old honky rhinestones in between, but they're not the same colors consistently, which I think would bother me. But they also
but do you have the same color of any of them?
No, like I have two
so.
of the same, so maybe that wouldn't work. But I like the bead. I'm not mad about it.
What bead is that? Is that the one from the other day?
Yeah,
yesterday?
this is. Speaking of,
I see him now.
Necklace, yeah, they kind of disappear into the board. They're not very showy, which I like that about them. I'm just trying to decide, like, do I want more color? And if I do, those beads might not be it. But I'm trying to also think what else I've got sitting out, which most of it is all tidied away. I've got some stuff from the Christmas pop-up shop that might work. They're the smaller beads that would help to fill in some of the, like, tinier areas around. Ooh, actually, yes. Hang on. I have an idea.
Will GS Hypo Cement work with the SilverSilk?
What's it called?
GS Hypo Cement, with the needle nose.
Oh, yeah. I have used that stuff before. I've not used it with SilverSilk per se.
Yeah, because I use super glue and I use the GS Hypo Cement on the flatbacks. So I don't know if it would work with the SilverSilk.
Well, and so SilverSilk is essentially metal. And so any sort of glue that's metal is going to work for it. Having said that, my tendency to glue stuff is not very organized, and I get it all over my fingers. I get it all over, like, I get it over stuff. And so the lovely thing about any silicone glue, silicone-based glue, is that I can easily just take it right off of my fingers. With cement or not the hypo cement and or Loctite super glues, if it doesn't have that, like, really fine tip, which I think both of them do, there's a huge chance that I'm just going to get it on myself. And I do anyway, even if it had a very clean tip, you know? So I
I
just,
do too. My fingers even get stuck together. I
yeah,
can see
yeah,
it from
exactly.
afar.
And I'm just like, I can't handle it some days. But you know, I have all this great stuff from the pop-up shop, so why don't I just use some of that? Like, do we like this thing in the center?
Oh, that's cool. I
Okay,
love that.
I'm gonna go for it. Because see, it's like screwed up on one side, and I don't want to throw it away. Because why would we ever want to throw away a bead?
Yeah, because you said you'd probably stick it into some of the clay we
Yeah,
used last night, but that's just as good as hiding that back. I love that because it makes it. I mean, even though it's a poinsettia, it looks more Indian that way.
it does. It's funny, but rolling with it. Okay, so we've got these green beads, and I thought that these peppermint beads could go in between, like where the loop-de-loops are. So like, oh, I've got some sitting out here. So I'm thinking like maybe if I could squish them down in between these. Or even, I guess it could work up there at the top. That might work. Let's do that. I'm just making this up as I go along. I love gluing stuff today, and that's just the vibe that I'm in. So I'm gonna work with it. It's like decorating a cookie, but it's not a cookie. And it's definitely not edible. But I am having so much fun.
I would not suggest trying this at home, eating the cookie.
No, do not eat this decorated, well-decorated cookie.
But I do challenge somebody to decorate a sugar cookie to look like that.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
going to do it. It's okay.
It would be very extravagant and well decorated.
With one cookie, I would. That's all I'd be able to do.
Yes. The one or like a half cookie for me, depending on how much hot chocolate I have.
You need another glass yet?
Probably. Well, you know, I'm halfway done with this one. It's Joan. I put in a oh gosh, one of those chocolates, and I forgot I had the brand name in mind, and now I lost it. It's like those round ones that are like caramel on the inside, and then they're like chocolate on the outside.
Lint chocolate?
No, but there's another. It's another company name that starts with an L, like Love something or the name is slipping my mind. It'll come to me later, but I dropped one of those in, so it's like triple chocolatey right now, and I've got marshmallows in there too. All the fixings.
I
Y'all,
can't eat caramel because it makes me sneeze.
caramel makes you sneeze. Caramel is just burnt sugar. How does that make
And
you sneeze?
because it's too sweet. For some reason, the sweetness makes me sneeze.
That is
Isn't that weird?
hilarious. I've never heard that before. So, like, super sweet things make you sneeze, or is it just caramel?
Super sweet. There's two or three things. The caramel's the top of the list.
Oh my gosh.
I think butterscotch does too, if I remember right. I don't like the taste of butterscotch anyway.
Isn't butterscotch just another form of caramel?
I think it's nasty compared to caramel. I don't know.
I could be wrong. Someone out there do some Googling and check out Wikipedia with butterscotch.
I know
Lindor.
sometimes there'll be a sundae, like a turtle sundae. And oh, that sounds good. And you taste it and they use butterscotch instead of caramel. And I was going, boy, that's ruined it.
Zach got the name correct. It is Lindor chocolates. That's the ones that I got.
Lindor. Did I say Lint? Maybe I meant Lindor. Or is there a Lint chocolate?
It was something to that effect. And I couldn't remember for the life of me either.
I don't. You tell. I recognize it when I see it in the store, and that's about it.
Same, but I had to give it a try because it looked so delicious. And I'm seeing all these like people on Instagram that are I don't know, they're making their own versions of hot chocolate and stuff. I'm like, I gotta be that bougie too.
I just get the can out and dip out extra and pour the water in.
That's funny. No, I'm like, I gotta have that hot chocolate bar. All of it, all the fixings and stuff. So
I've never tried this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, have you tried one of those hot chocolate bombs?
No, I saw
or what are
those
they
too, and
called?
I was really about to get some, and then I was like, well, maybe I should finish what I've got before I, venture out into the other hot chocolate stuff, but it can get to be a rabbit hole of options. So I kind of like these, and oh, it's gonna get stuck down there. But I don't have the only thing I wish I had, which maybe I can use this, is some sort of like a rubber end to pick
Gosh,
up
that's a
these.
mandala. You know it? Is that
It
how you
really,
pronounce
yeah.
it? Mandala or Mandela? I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that is what happened. Not mad about it.
No, I love it.
Um, but I think it's like that's kind of maybe I had that preconceived already of like I'm gonna make something that's symmetrical today. I don't know, but whatever it is, whatever vibe this is, I am very happy with it. Now we can see if we can pick up a rhinestone with this and drop it where it needs to be.
See, and you said I went way beyond when I decorated my first two, and you went way beyond me.
I did go a little over the top, didn't I? Sorry, not sorry.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm having fun with it, but I need to dig through all these rhinestones to find the right size now. Let's see.
That would be even pretty, like hang it with a heavy cord, like, um, I guess, like with the leather cord or something around your neck with a solid tunic or
Mm.
something on,
Oh my gosh,
long
yes.
cord.
Yes. I see the vision. I like that idea. That'd be a very cool fashionable statement. The only thing I don't like about how I'm picking these crystals up is that it leaves sort of a residue on the top part, and I really need to get one of those tools from Christy.
Oh my gosh, that's where that kit comes in I told you about. It has two of those grabber tools in it.
Yeah. I know
If
I
you guys didn't see Christy's show last night, you have to watch it. From on the workshop tutorial last night. And
yes,
she has
yes. Christy is so hilarious. We had such a good time.
there.
Such a good time.
I'm glad they kept busy making their things because if they kept drinking by the end, we were waiting for them to fall over laughing, doing nothing. You guys are, I mean, it wasn't from drinking. You're just naturally hilarious.
We
And
were
we thought, what
just
are they going to
having
be like
the
when you get to
best
drink?
time. Oh my gosh. She is just funny in general. Like her personality is just so addictive
She's
and
over the top too.
over the
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
Over at the top in a good way, in a
Yes,
fun
for
way.
sure. But I'm gonna put together a playlist of all the Beatscapade stuff and send it out to you guys via email because you can watch them back to back and just enjoy the shows and have a good time laughing with us or at us.
Would that be great if you sent it in an email? We could save it like in a folder in our email and pull it up anytime.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
the links. Yeah.
I like that idea. Ooh, I like this. It gives it just a little sparkle without like too much. But I don't know, too much is okay for this too. So there's so many decoration possibilities. Oops.
I'm just in awe, just sitting here staring at that.
I know I'm like trying to keep focus because these tiny little rhinestones seem to pop in. My beading awl is doing its job, luckily. I don't know if they're exactly the same size, but they sparkle. Are we good on time? We still have a few minutes, don't we?
Yeah, you got about 15 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I need to make some tassels real quick. Throw some on because I didn't use the actual point of the of this ornament, which was to possibly use these beautiful loops to create something with. Okay. And
Well, since there's silence, I just want to remind everybody of the pop-up shop too.
oh, that's a good idea. Do you want to
Yeah, I'm putting
say
the
in the
link
video?
up.
Okay, the video link is, or the pop-up shop link is up, and I'm trying to stay consistent with the new theme every time, but we're not done with December yet, and whenever January hits is when the new theme will be up. But right now, the December stuff is marked down, and I just added 2 new items to it, in fact, today before this video, which is
And,
some silver silk for some demos that are coming up for Beatscapade.
and keep in mind, red isn't just for Christmas. We got Valentine's Day coming up in 2
Oh
months.
yeah. I won't be doing any Valentine's Day colors, but like in the sense of like the typical reds and pinks and stuff.
Right.
However, I know that there's a lot of folks that do love to get into those color palettes, and so this is a good time to stock up on that.
Well, you already have like red and white and silver in the shop, so it's not like
I do,
they're
yeah.
not going to find anything. Um, I mean, like this sparkly pearlesque red hollow mesh would be gorgeous for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I need to get more production on the hollow mesh. I seem to be running out. Okay, so here's where we are so far with my non-cookie decoration. But it's
Oh,
funny because
that's
you see like, oh, it's Silkies on one side, and then you turn around, it's like, boom, we got all this fun stuff happening.
and you know that capture chain looks like you put a lot of the like diamond dots all the way around it.
Oh
That's what it
yeah.
looks like from here.
How fun. I love that. And you know what? One thing I could do in the same vein of trying to cover this up is if I wanted to add a little like silver silk ribbon or something to this to kind of
I
cover
was
that.
gonna I did that on my red bow to hide the seam, but I made the bow so small you can't see it. So don't do what
Oh,
I did.
oh,
Because when I first made it, I thought, oh, that's too big, and then I made it too small.
gotcha. Well, and I wonder if we take the same thing that we kind of learned from Christy, which was making the that pom-pom sort of thing. But like,
Yeah, I think that'd be gorgeous.
let me try it. I'm gonna try it while we have a little bit of time to us and see. I need to dig through my wires real quick to see what I've got. I put one of them away, but oh, it's on my desk over there. Hang on. Ugh. Do a quick reach for that. Okay, so I'm gonna use some 26 gauge wire. I'm gonna trim that off. And I just kind of wove that wire back and forth, as you guys saw a second ago. And I'm gonna use my silver wire to gather everything in and then give it a couple twists with my chain nose pliers. Which, where did I put those? Ah, there they are. Everything's like all spread out over my desk now. Okay. And now I think I'm going to, you know what, I need to do a little loop so that I can have some sort of a surface to glue all this stuff on. So let me twist this up. Let me cut that off. And I'm going to cut this off as well. I should have done a couple extra ribbons of chain, but that's okay. I think I'll just do the one now since I've got it. And then I can fluff all this up once it's sort of glued down. But what I want to do is grab my round nose pliers, make myself a nice round loop. And I want to turn it on its side and turn it flat against my ribbon like that. So that way I have something to glue it against. Okay, and then turn this around. Okay, it looks a little mushed now, but once we fluff everything up, hopefully it'll work a little bit better. But I do need to glue this down, and for the sake of just looking at it here in real life, we're gonna fluff it up and see what it looks like. Oh, that's cute. I like that. And it's just enough to cover up all of this raw edge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll let that dry. So I think for the tassel, what I want to do is grab some purple, 3-needle chain, and I'm going to cut it up into a couple strips here. That might be too long, but we'll see. And what I think I want to do is carefully lift this up and string it through. I might maybe only be able to, no, I can get 2 through. There we go. Okay, let's even those out.
Are you going to make 2 tassels or just the one?
I think what I'm going to do is kind of bunch this up together over here, and I might trim this down because it's a little bit long. But, the other thing I could do is add beads to this somehow, which I think I could do that with some soft flex wire. So I'm going to grab my wire in medium size and just have a little bit out. Like that. See if it'll go through though.
I actually used wildfire to hang my tassels on the one ornament.
Oh, that's a good
Well,
idea.
not tassel, but beaded strands hanging down.
Yeah. I have these red beads. So maybe I string one on each. And then I think what's cool is it's going to pull that eye down. The purple is going to match the outside. I'm like all matchy in a way today. I was like, I'm just going to throw some colors together, but I'm very intentional of my color palette, which is not something I needed to do, but here we are. Oops. I'm going to grab, I need to quit hitting my knee on my table because that is so annoying. I'm going to grab some crimp tubes. And I'm going to quickly crimp this on here. I'm going to do one long and one short, just so I have it staggered. And then we'll wire wrap the rest of it with some thicker.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't either because I have no idea what it's going to turn out like, but we're going to hope for the best. I'm going to grab my magical crimpers and hopefully this will work pretty well.
I love that you did all that to the back.
Thank you. I'm very just stoked about it, and I made some good decisions this evening.
Unlike other times, right? No.
Unlike other times, yeah. Sometimes I just screw it up, and it's not
You
cute.
don't.
But
I
today,
don't remember one screwed up item.
maybe not screwed up, but just not well thought out, we'll say. I'll finish the one tassel, but I think I'm going to rinse and repeat for the others. And what I'll do is I'll finish it here in the next couple days and post it to the SilverSilk Silkies Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know
I can share them. Once you do that, I can share them over to the Loom pages.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. Okay, we're gonna trim that off. And yes.
Jules made that huge button. Remember when she used it on that necklace?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would be cool for something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I have one of those buttons. I thought, what am I going to do with this?
No, yeah, just decorate on one side and make all kinds of gluing and SilverSilk stuff happen to it.
Yeah, I'd make it into a pendant like this.
Okay, I'm gonna use some antique vintage. No, wait, what is this? Vintage bronze wire. It's a lot more flexible and it's gonna blend in better with the purple, I think. And so I can either add beads to it and wrap it around, or I could just coil it nice and tidy. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just gonna try and see which one I like better. But I picked this color because it matches the side a little bit better because you'll get that dark brown in there. And it brings out the bronze in the centerpiece as well.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I think I'm gonna keep with the coil, and I just did about 5 coils before I'm going to trim it all off now. Okay, so here we go. Just cut it at an angle.
Can you push it up so we can see what you're doing?
Oh, yeah, totally.
No, yeah. So we can see. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thanks. It brings out the different bronze tones in the reds, and the centerpiece here too. So yeah, I've just got something really fun. So could you imagine that tassel on the rest of these? You guys would be here for
Oh,
hours,
yeah.
but pretty fun. But anyways, I think I'm gonna conclude this class, which I don't know if it was much of a class as much as just us hanging out doing some crafting together.
Well,
Maria's
I
like,
think it was fun. I mean, throwing ideas out and other people throwing out ideas from, the chat too.
yeah, definitely. Super cute. Okay. Well, let's bring this all in together.
Here I was, practically laying down.
I know, and you've cleared out the board because you're like, this ornament is done.
Oh,
And you know what? I need to put this thing
well,
on.
I just have to fin. Wait. Where is it? I ran out of wire, but I'm going to hide it in the back, twist some more together, so I can finish wrapping it around.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
yeah, so that's it. I was just kind of fanning out the flat mesh. But can I show my first ornament? What I
Yes.
did with the pipe chain?
Oh my
I
gosh.
just a slip stitch around the pipe chain. So I hooked the pipe chain like I did before, and then I got some red Chinese knotting cord and just some sparkly beads and with their seed beads and just slip stitched them around. That's some more sparkle.
Can you hold that
And
one?
that's the one where I used wildfire on the where is it? Wildfire on the fringe.
Oh, wow.
I try to
Yeah, it's
see.
hard to see. So pretty. You've got such a great collection. I've got the one complete. I've only got one done.
Well, come on. I started mine. What was that? When I told you the first one 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you got a head start, so I guess I can't be too angry.
And I wouldn't even had that one except for you told me to don't do it till the night because I
I
would have that
know.
one
I'm
done
like, wait,
too.
we're supposed to do this together. So funny. Well, I'm looking forward to finishing this. I think that's really the only thing that I've got left that I want to do to this side, but I'm debating if I even want to decorate the front because I kind of like the simplicity and then it's like a surprise on the back.
I do too. I love that.
Yeah. So I might
And
just
a
wrap.
lot of people, if they hang it on their Christmas tree, you're not going to see the back anyway. But it's nice to know it's Silkies.
Oh, yeah, that's true, like, where it kinda came from, but you might just have to get multiple ornaments, and then you can decorate both sides. Just fill up an entire tree with them, and then let me know that you guys did that. Now, I don't expect that to happen, but dreams might come true, you never know.
We can all hope.
Well, thank you guys so much who were able to join us this fine evening for some SilverSilk Silkies decorating. I love our brand. I love our group name. And I love that we've created such a beautiful community that sparkles and shines as we continue to move it forward. And special thanks to Joan for filling in. And we do miss Jules tonight, but I'm sure she will be back again for a different episode of our tutorials later on, perhaps in 2024. And
Oh, there's the Tira.
yeah, I have it on. It's hard to see with the current lighting
Um,
situation, but it's here. There you go. You can get a screenshot of it now. It's sort of staying there. I feel like I've got a bigger head than the tiara can cast. So, all right. Well, thank you guys again. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. We will do our best to answer them. And you can follow me on Instagram, of course. But otherwise, we've got a whole nother set of tutorials tomorrow that you can look forward to. Other than that, I wish you a blessed and happy and creative evening. I love all of you out there so much, and big hugs to you. Mwah. Have a good evening. Bye.